Hey y'all, Vicky B Gamer here, and today I'm going to be doing something a little different. I'm going to be talking about how I started watching Aphmau. I'm also going to tell y'all some of my reactions as I went along, and why I love Aphmau so much, and also how she's different from other YouTubers I watch. Before I begin, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more videos. Let's begin! Okay, so it was summer, right, of last year, and before that I had just stopped watching these YouTubers that I used to watch that also did Minecraft roleplays. They were called the Little Club. I used to love them so much, but after a while they kind of got boring. Well, I got bored of it, and I still support them today, but I just don't watch them. Anyway, so it was summer of last year, and me and my family went to visit my cousins, Crystal Violet, or Narwhals for Life, and Fret for Ruby. They do some epic gamer videos with me. Anyway, and also my other cousins went there too, like Ben B Gamer, Sean B Gamer, and my brother was there too, Gabriel B Gamer. A few weeks later, passed, right? And then Ben and Sean B Gamer needed to leave and go back home, right? And it was just me, Gabriel, Crystal, Ruby, and their little brother, which hung out with my brother most of the time. Anyway, so I woke up one morning and I saw Crystal on the floor watching something. So I stood up and asked her what she was doing. She told me that she was watching one of her favorite YouTubers, Aphmau. I asked her, who's that? And she said that Aphmau makes a bunch of Minecraft roleplay videos. And she had just posted a new series, one that you guys know as Mermaid Tales. And I told her that I used to watch Minecraft roleplays, but I kind of got bored of it. And so she asked me if I wanted to watch with her. So I said sure. And Aphmau had posted we were watching the first episode of Mermaid Tales, which Aphmau had posted, I'm pretty sure, the day before. And yeah, we were watching a little bit of the beginning, and eventually Ruby, she woke up as well and started watching with us too. And then after that episode, I got pretty interested, and I asked Crystal if we could watch more, but of course she said after breakfast. We ate breakfast and then we came back, and then I asked her what series, I asked her about Aphmau, of course, more things, and she told me that she was gonna show us, me and Ruby, because Ruby didn't know Aphmau either. Well, I think she knew her, but she didn't watch her. So yeah, and then that's when she introduced me to my street, Emerald Secret.
Are we there yet?
No.
How about now?
No!
How about...
Gareth, you have been asking for an hour! Stop!
Are we there yet?
Kim! Don't encourage him! Aaron, can you believe them?
Huh? Sorry, I put my earbuds on an hour ago, when you first asked.
Are we there yet?
Kim, switch seats with me.
We're here, guys.
I remember seeing that first scene and already laughing my head off. It was so funny. And I just think it was a great start, and it was so different because the Little Club never did any type of beginnings like that. And it was crazy, and yeah, and also the intro, I remember just already dancing, and then Crystal singing along, and Ruby laughing as well because of how funny Garth was already. It was just so cool. And that's just the first scene, and I was already falling in love with the series, and it was amazing. I also remember that after like the intro and everything, like Crystal explaining to me the questions I have, like how Lucinda was a witch and she could do this crazy magic, and how Garth is usually the funny, loving one, and how Aaron's usually the calm one, and Kim being the scared one. And she also said that Kim's a little kind of a new character. Well, to be like a new main character. So yeah. And I also remember one of my favorite parts. I remember how Gareth was like, so like the door was locked and like they couldn't open it, and then Garth got like super excited to get it open. And I was really confused at that part, and I asked Crystal like, what's up with that? And she explained to me how Garth is the one that loves doors and breaks them down all the time, which I thought was a really funny and interesting thing about him. And then, after that, I remember meeting Aphmau, the main character, and Zane, her grumpy best friend. So when I met them, it was pretty funny, I thought. Like, so I saw Aphmau, and then Crystal explained how she was the main character and such, and then I saw Zane walking in, and I'm like, who's that? And then her explaining how he's her best friend, and I remember like throughout the series I kind of started asking why they're best friends, and then I remember her saying, oh, they just both like ponies, and I was like, oh, okay, because I was really confused, and it was hilarious. And I remember how grumpy Zane was, and like such a weird friend to have, but like throughout the series, I started like really liking him. Like he's a great character. Like they're all great characters. I also remember. Oh, I remember how he was trying to give Aphmau his sweater, and then like he was acting like a dad or a mom, and then like it was hilarious. And I also remember. Okay, so then there was the scene, which is one of my favorites, where you know what? Just look for yourself.
Fine.
Zane, please think for a moment. How would you feel if you knew Gareth, your older brother, was in trouble?
My name is Gareth and I'm a big stupid head. Now let's see what temperature do I want to set the boiler to. Explosion sounds great. The boiler exploded! I'm burning! Zane! Brother, help me!
What?
I remember that scene cracked me up, and it also explained Zane and Garth's relationship and how they're brothers. And for this series, I think Af did like a great job explaining, even though it was meant for people who already know everything about the series, you know, like the characters and such and their backgrounds and stuff. I didn't know any of it, and yet I understood everything because she was able to put that on her series, and I just love that. So yeah, in a few days passed, and we eventually finished Emerald Secret. And I remember like crying, and then her going, "Are you crying?" I'm going, "Yes, I am crying." And I remember saying that it was crazy because I had just met the characters just a few episodes ago, and I was already like literally in love with them. They were like, I had a connection with all the characters, and it was amazing. Okay. I also remember when I saw Ian, I was really confused because Aaron already knew his name, and I was like, Crystal, am I supposed to know who that is? And she's like, oh, it's just some guy from high school. I'm like, okay, understood. So yeah. So after that, we watched like 2-3 episodes of season 1 of Phoenix Shop High. But then eventually our parents told us that we should stop watching that and just spend some time together, which we got a little upset, but we eventually did. And I remember going on the way home, watching Aphmau's Year and catching up with Starlight. And Mermaid Tale was still going on, and I was still watching that. And all the mini games and like learning more about Aphmau. And then I also remember that I wanted to catch up with My Street, right? So I watched all of My Street, including the Phoenix Shop Highs, like all of it. By the like a few days after Mermaid Tale's finish, right? Like the season, like the finale, I had already watched like all the seasons of My Street. And I remember I texted Crystal that, and she was like, "Wait, what? Like, how did you do that so fast?" I'm like, "Well, you see, I have a lot of free time." And yeah. And then after that, I wanted to watch her other series, right? So Ultra Nova, which was actually came out. I watched Royal Tail when it came out as well. I remember watching Meteor Valley. Wait. Let me go back to Phoenix Shop. So, when I met Ian in Phoenix Shop, I had no idea who he was. I thought it was a new character. I didn't even recognize him. And then I remember, like, in the episode where he tells Aphmau his name, I was like, oh my gosh, Ian, like, I didn't know his name. So I was like, oh my gosh, this is like the best character ever. Like, I know him and Aphra are gonna end up together, but because Aaron and Emerald Secret. But still, I think they're gonna be great friends, and I hope he comes back and stuff, right? Like, he's such a good character. And then, right after I said all of that, he said, oh, by the way, my name is Ian. And after I said that, I was like, Ian? The guy from Emerald Secret? The guy I completely despise? You? How did I not recognize you? And then I was like, okay, I take back all the good things I just said about you. Okay? I officially hate you. And I remember, like, watching the episodes, I'm like, dude, I see how he's so nice in the beginning, and then he eventually turns evil. I see how everyone was like easily tricked with this, and like, yeah, even me, I was like, Ian, start being mean. You're supposed to be a bad guy, but you're making me really like you. Stop it. So yeah. And yeah, so I went over and watched like all of Aphmau's like role plays, right? Meteor Valley, blah blah blah, except Minecraft Diaries and Minecraft Diaries Origins and anything before that. But yeah. And then I remember how bored I was. And then I went to, like, school started a few months later, right? Like 3 months later. And then I saw that a friend I knew for a while now, she actually watched Aphmau as well. And I was like, oh, really? Like, yeah, I watch Aphmau and stuff. So, and then I remember her, like, every time I saw her at school, she's like, watch Minecraft Diaries. And I was like, fine, I'll watch Minecraft Diaries, okay? Gosh. Sadly, I already knew a spoiler about Aaron, right? And what I don't really want to spoil it to you guys. But yeah, you guys know what I'm talking about. You Minecraft Diaries fans, you know what I'm talking about. So yeah, so the first season, I remember actually kind of getting into it. I remember the first episode not being as interesting, but like the other ones like were pretty interesting, and I started getting into it. So the first season, which has 100 episodes for those who don't know, and I ended up watching that in like 3 days. I'm just surprised of how much free time I have. I feel like I don't have a life. Anyway. And then, I remember, so then, season 2 of Minecraft Diaries, which has another 100 episodes, I watched that in a week, because, like, school happened, homework, I didn't have that much time, but I did eventually get it finished. Actually, no, that took, like, 3 weeks, because I remember I had another friend that I had introduced Aphmau to, and she was watching Minecraft Diaries the same time as I was. And I remember how much ahead I was of her, and then she told me for me like to slow down and like wait. And I did, but then like it snowed, and I was like, I gotta do something. I'm a binge Minecraft Diaries, right? So yeah. And then the third season, which I'm pretty sure only has 37 because it's not over yet, and Aphmau's gonna bring it back, so I'm really excited for that. And I finished that in the day because yeah, it wasn't a lot, but yeah. And then after that, I remember going back to Emerald Secret and understanding everything. Levin and Malachi were the guys who sold the lodge, and everything just made sense. And I saw how like I loved. So now I'm gonna talk about like how Aphmau is like different from the other role plays I see, right? So first of all, Aphmau makes really affectionate characters. Like you fall in love with them or like completely despise them, and it's great. Like I fell in love with all the characters as soon as I met them. And I know that happens in a lot of like movies and series and stuff, but like but it's really true. This one, I really got like, I just loved the characters so much. And I love their backstories, cause like, you guys, yeah. So like in Starlight, we learn more about Zane's background and how he was like always, like under Gar's shadow, and then Kwai-chan or Nanan. And her backstory, and then Aphmau and Aaron, and they all have such great stories. And I just love that because the Little Club didn't really do that. They just kind of went as along, you know. I'm not saying that they didn't work as hard as Aphmau. I'm just saying that, you know, for them it was easier because yeah, so they just went like as they went, and they were able to post 2 videos a day. But Aphmau, she does professional things. She spends time working with the stories and everything, editing like to make it perfect and great. Like even the face expressions, I was really surprised by that because the Little Club never did that. And I eventually found out that like after Emerald Secret, Crystal explained to me how she uses professional voice actors that had voice in like games, and it was like, so they were professional voice actors. In the Little Club, it was just people, you know, just random people. Also, the Little Club, it was really hard for me to kind of watch because every time I tried like catching up to it and like tried going back to some videos that I didn't know, they didn't actually, theirs weren't as organized as Aphmau. So they just went like, they didn't go episode blah blah blah. They just named the video and that's it. And there was no series, no episodes. It wasn't like as organized and put together as Aphmau's. And they didn't have an intro. No catchy songs like Aphmau, where you can sing along and completely get obsessed with the song, but you know. And last, she is really good at writing her stories. Like she no matter like in all the series, I never see anything coming. And it's amazing. Like I always get surprised at least once in the series. Minecraft Diaries was the one where I like my mind was kept being blown and blown and blown and blown like a lot. And then I remember Starlight, like when and then like finding out how Ian like just all of a sudden turned bad, and then like how he showed up in Emerald Secret at the lodge, and how he came back in Starlight. I just know when that happened, I flipped because I was it was like we had like a week off of school, right? And then me and my family, like we spent at this person we knows, and they let us use their cabin by the lake. And every night it looked like it kind of looked like the lodge. I'm just saying, because it was like made of wood, and I kept having like dreams about Emerald's secret. And I remember the day that it came out, like before it came out, right? Like hours before it came out. I kept telling my brother, like Gabriel B. Gamer, like, dude, I keep having these dreams. What if Ian comes back to Starlight and tries killing them all again? And then Gabriel's like, nah, bro, no, calm down. He's dead, isn't he? He was like, I was like, yeah, he was like attacked by wolves. You're right, I shouldn't worry. And then like in that, and then like exactly after that, I get a notification for a new video. I watch it. Ian's there, and I literally turn to Gabriel and say, "You lied to me." It was hilarious though. So like I didn't even see it coming. And Meteora Valley, that one I really love. That's one of my personal favorites, other than my Street and Minecraft Diaries. Like one of my favorite short series that she made. Like I didn't know what to make of it. It was so like we didn't know any of the characters, we didn't know any of their backstories, we didn't know anything, and she didn't explain anything. We didn't even like learn the characters' actual names until like the second or third episode, and it was crazy. So yeah. And I loved it, and then there was Royal Tail, which I'm pretty sure everyone didn't see that coming. First of all, Aaron, one of our loving characters, who is always the good guy that tries to save Aphmau and like sacrifice himself. No, he's the bad guy in this one, and I remember like seeing him, like he's the bad guy. I was like, oh, okay, this is different. And I remember Aphmau literally seeing him, and then her going like, oh, I know him. And I was like, oh, you do know him, like. And I was drinking water while I was looking, and then she was like, it's my ex. And then I literally spit my water all over myself, and I was like, what? It's hilarious because like Aphmau is always able to blow our minds in some way. Even in let me find another example. Yeah, in Royal Tail, like when the king turned out to be the bad guy, I was like so confused. And even Falcon Claw, none of us saw a lot of that coming. Like the letters, Xavier, Jenny, who I hate, by the way. Everything, like, I feel like I'm making this video too long. Anyway, that's why I love watching Aphmau. She just makes me happy. Whether it's a mini game, she's always able to make us laugh, cry, feel really, 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 really mad. Yeah, Ian. And yeah, and she's just a great story writer. Like I can't even describe her. She does her job very well, and I really like that. So yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye. And sorry if this video is a little too long. Bye bye.